Hey guys, how's it going? It's Rob Sutton. We're back here with another review today. Today we're actually going to talk about this Inwin Racing Flash XL gaming chair and talk about how the chair is itself and whether you can actually use a gaming chair for your home office use. So let's get at it. So what you're looking at here is the Flash XL, and let's get into the specs. So this is the XL version of the Flash, which means it can handle up to 550 pounds and is designed for people from 5'7" to 7 foot tall. At my 6'2" height and about 210 pounds, this should be right in that middle spot of what the chair was designed for. So it does have their stain resistant 2.0 leather, their cold cure foam that's high density separated foaming. The frame color is black, the frame construction is metal, and the armrests are adjustable in 4 different dimensions. It does have a multifunctional tilt that is from 85 to 155 degrees. It also does have tilt lock and angle lock, and the base is a 5-star wide aluminum base with 2-inch casters. At the time of this review, the retail price is $469. So let's break this review down into 2 sections. First, let's talk about the chair and how it performed, and then second, I'll actually talk about how it performed in a home office situation so you can see if it'll work out for you. So at $469, I really see this gaming chair as in the kind of middle to high-end spectrum. You can find a lot of chairs in that $150 to $350 range, and there are even a couple that go upwards of $500, $600, and $700. So this is positioning up into that mid to high range. So you expect to get metal frame, metal parts, and anything that is plastic to be a really high quality plastic. So that was no different with this chair. When I was assembling the chair itself, you notice that it is very sturdy. There's using a lot of metal components versus plastic, especially when it comes to the base itself. And it had really high quality casters that roll around really well and provide a stable base for the chair itself. So let's get into the comfort of the chair in all day situations. And the foam, while it's firm, is really comfortable for all day sitting. You don't feel like you're sinking in, and you also don't get hot spots with it being too firm. It almost feels like a memory foam without the memory. So I'm really glad that they sent over the XL version of this for review. I have a lot of experience using race seats in cars, and they can get kind of really tight and feel like you can't move around all that much, and I really didn't want that in an office situation. So this XL is 16.5 inches versus the 15.4 of the regular, which allows you to move around in the chair a little bit more. Also, the side bolsters in the bottom of the seat are so high that they try to lock you in. When I'm sitting at my desk and I'm in conference calls or I'm working on spreadsheets or doing anything else, I like to be able to move around a little bit in the base so you don't feel like you're locked in, and it adds a little bit to the comfort when you're sitting in the chair for long periods. Now, this chair does come with a lumbar pillow and a neck pillow, and I'll be honest, I don't use the lumbar pillow. I like to sit farther back in my chairs versus being more forward in them, and I find the lumbar pillow to be really too thick. It doesn't even allow my back to actually sit against the chair itself. So I don't use that pillow at all. When it comes to the neck pillow, I'm kind of 50-50. I have to be sitting more deep in the chair for it to actually really work, or it hits the top of my back, so I really kind of use it 50% on, 50% off. That said, sitting in the chair itself without the pillows is still really comfortable, and if you prefer that sitting position of using the pillows, they are high quality pillows that don't collapse. Outside of that, I felt the material was pretty nice. You're dealing with an actual leather chair in this case, and it's not some kind of pleather. So in long seating situations, I didn't feel like my legs were really kind of heating up, or my back either. Pleather can get kind of sticky and really not dissipate heat well. If you're someone that overheats really easily, or you're in a warm environment, you're probably gonna want a mesh back chair to begin with. And when it came to the materials of the chair, whether it be the leather, the plastic, and the metal, it all had a real premium feel to it and a nice soft touch. Now, when it comes to the adjustments on this chair, you're really kind of limitless. The 4-way adjustment on the armrest allows you to put them exactly where you need them for your body type. And the angle of the chair can actually go back almost to napping position. So you have a lot of options here to get the chair tailored in exactly how you need it. And I really like that increased adjustability. I also noticed that this chair makes 0 noise. I haven't had to grease anything or actually, readjust any of the bolts or parts because of creaking. It actually just has stayed silent through constant use. So the other thing I liked about this chair is that the build quality of it is actually really good for $469. It's a nice price point where you're not getting crazy expensive, but it's also not a cheap chair that's just gonna fall apart or be uncomfortable. If you've ever shopped office chairs, you can just go on steelcase.com right now and do a quick search. You can get up in dollar value in office chairs pretty quickly. So $469 is really that kind of midpoint I would consider, where you're getting a high quality chair, but you're not spending over $1,000 like you might with some other office chairs. So what did I not like about the chair? One, At this price point, I would have liked to see an internal lumbar adjustment versus the pillow. That would have given me more adjustability for the way I like to sit. There are other chairs around this price point that do offer that, so I would have liked to see that internal to this chair itself. The other thing is that the armrests right here on the pivot location, they don't lock. So every now and then when I would go in to get into the chair, they would spin on me. I would have liked to seen those being able to lock as well. Other than that, it's been a pretty solid experience. So what are my overall thoughts on the eWin Flash XL? You are getting what you pay for. My son has one of those $200 Amazon chairs upstairs, and you can really feel the frame, and the padding is not nearly as good as it comes in this chair, and it also uses that kind of pleather material that is not nearly as comfortable. So by upgrading to this $469 price point, you are getting a more luxurious experience and a better quality chair. There are some things that I would have liked to see in this chair itself, like the locking armrest and the internal lumbar support, but overall I've been really happy with the experience, and it's been comfortable for all day use. So the next question is should you be using a gaming chair in a more office situation, like a home office or your office at work? Honestly, I'm kind of torn on that. One, if this chair was all black and looked a little less racy, I would be all in for it. There's a ton of adjustability. It is comfortable for all day use. The problem I'm having is that even with this white and black, it's a little bit too racer look when it comes to some corporate situations when I'm on conference calls. So it's a little bit too aggressive in the background. Originally, we did want to do a dark gray on black review, but they were out of stock at the time, so I thought the white would be about as subdued as I could get. It's not some bright green, blue, or red. But I still notice on conference calls, it does look like I'm sitting in a racy chair. eWin does have an all black version that's a little bit step up from this one. I believe it's about $499 that actually would be perfect for that scenario. And if you are going to use one for a home office situation, I'd really suggest something maybe not as aggressive looking as this one. So guys, I want to hear what you think. Do you have any experience using racing style chairs in home office situations? What do you think about gaming chairs themselves? I know there's a lot of kind of back and forth online, whether these are even worth getting to begin with versus a more office oriented chair. I want to hear what you have to say down in the comment section below. If you like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribe to Rob Sutton for more reviews like this in the future. And until then, on to the next one. Thanks guys, see ya.